She came in loud, saying men are useless and do nothing. But she wasn't ready for the response she got. With just one line, he left everyone in the room stunned. Let's take a closer look.
Are men and women equal?
I don't know at this point. Actually, women are better than men.
I beg your pardon?
What do men bring to the world? Literally nothing. Women, the vibes, just everything. Everything is brought to by women.
You don't want to be like this. This is disgusting. This is awful in every way.
You can see that she just had no intentions of having a proper, respectful debate.
I completely disagree. You say that men bring nothing in the world. Everything you know and love. If you look around the entire infrastructure of our nation, our economy, every building you walk into, the camera that's filming you right now, the microphone you're speaking to, everything is built, maintained, and it's still maintained to this day through men. Hardworking men.
I love how he's mansplaining this to me.
It's just rude when someone is being respectful to you and pointing his opinion, and they're just laughing and mocking him. Even when they were talking, he didn't interrupt once.
I'm serious that the way that you are portraying your ideas and opinions is through technology and infrastructure and an economy and a nation that was not only built, but is still maintained to this day by men.
Did men allow you to have that haircut?
You taking personal attacks makes me seem like the more intelligent.
Okay, I understand.
Validate your point, not some personal attack because you're losing the argument. Feminism stops whenever it's inconvenient for y'all. By definition, you are delusional if you cannot defend your ideas.
You should go.
I actually don't go to
She completely lost the argument when she started to make fun of his appearance. And this should never be in a debate. People should try to make their points in solid arguments, not personal attacks.
Do we need men?
No, men are.
Why?
They're just.
Do we need men?
No,
Do we need men?
not always.
Why?
We can live without them quite easily, I think.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
The reality is this: women have all the privileges and accesses that men have, and on top of that, you guys have certain accesses and privileges that men don't. You have more rights as a woman nowadays than as a man.
I'm for it.
Women are winning, so I don't know why the complaints
So tell us
about
again
being...
what we even need men for.
You serious?
I'm real confused. Praying mantis style. Y'all just use men for sex, get their sperm, kill them off. Yeah, I think that's probably the best bet.
I don't know where that idea came from, but I love how everyone will disagree with that.
No. I need a good man in my life.
I think that's just your opinion here.
Are you familiar with the term misandry? No. Okay, fair enough. I'm not surprised. Do any of you know what misandry means?
No, explain.
Okay, do you guys know what misogyny means?
Yes.
What does misogyny mean?
I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but I know what it means.
What does it mean?
There is no shame in admitting you don't know something. The real shame is to pretend to know everything.
A lot of men don't have morals. A lot of men don't bring us to the table.
Okay, is that reflective of men or your ability to pick men?
Nice guys for me at the moment are not finishing last.
Then why are you single? There's so many nice guys.
Why am I single? Because I am working on myself.
If a woman says, "Oh, I'm trying to work on myself," that just means I just want to be single and just kind of.
If a guy that looked like Leonardo DiCaprio asked you out tomorrow, if a guy had every single thing that you wanted and you felt like if you didn't jump on this, you were going to miss out on a really good opportunity, you wouldn't say no. But I'm saying, like, it's because you don't have the options you want.
Men work the hard jobs, disregarding the risk, as long as it feeds their families. If you support a man in his starting point, he will reward you with more than a table.
Do you believe that men and women are equal?
I think that they should be equal, but I think that men don't view women and men as equal.
I agree.
So you said you feel like they should be equal, but in reality, are men and women equal?
No. Men don't view women as equal, but they should be equal.
Well, we're not equal. I mean,
Why?
essentially,
as a... Do you think that you're better than me?
I don't... See,
do you think that you're better than me?
I never said I was better than you.
You just did.
I said that we're not equal.
Why?
Because I have a penis and you have a vagina. It means we're different. Wouldn't you agree?
But why does that make you better than me?
I said we're not equal. I'm not better than you.
But equal means that we're in the same playing field.
People need to learn how to have arguments properly and not let their emotions get the best of them.
By you saying that you have a penis, that you're saying that you're better than me.
By me saying I have a penis, I'm saying I have a penis.
Okay, so do you think that you're better than me?
No, I just said I don't think I'm better than you.
So, but
I just think we're not equal. No, we're not.
Why?
You don't listen, do you?
You see, every successful man, it's because they have an amazing woman with them.
Not really. You guys come when we build the castle. Like, you wouldn't date someone who doesn't have his own apartment. So when the guy's a businessman, he's making money, that's when he gets the girl, right? So you guys come when there's a nest. That's why they call you chicks, right?
Okay.
You guys are all gold diggers.
Got him. We got him.
Everyone will want to be with you when you succeed, but only a few will support you before you reach your best.
Married woman, you kind of need father figure to kind of balance it out. The vibe in the family, especially if you plan to have kids in the future, you definitely need a man. Mom may be maternal side, they can be more compassionate. Dad may be more rational. So that can give kids a sense of security. This is what I feel.
He plays a huge role in how the kid's personality shapes. If he's present and doing well, his daughters will grow to love men and choose non-toxic men. But otherwise, it's not going to turn good.
Men are more logically thinking creatures. We think more like zeros and ones. Women think more with emotion. Combined together, you have someone who is rational, someone who is emotional. Then you go in sync what?
Perfectly balanced. This whole thing should be.
I have my own brand. I'm smart. I'm intelligent. I'm all of that. But I still need you. Like I think you're supposed to need a man. It's a design. It's a spiritual design. You know what I mean? So no matter how much money you make or how independent a thinker you are, how smart you are, how successful you are, it is designed for us to need each other. And at that moment when I wrote that piece, or that piece really came to me, I just needed Black men to know that I'm here for you. We are here for you. Black women, there are plenty of Black women out here who are waiting for you. We love you. We are born to pour into you. We were born to nurture, to protect, to comfort, to lift. One of my favorite lines in that poem says, I will pull greatness out of you. Like, I need you to know that that's a gift of mine. That is a gift of women. Pull that greatness out of you. And I think that's Black men were forgetting that. And I needed to send that reminder.
We need each other in life, and there is no shame in that. If done right, both partners can bring out the best in each other.
What a life. All he does is just sit, sleep. He doesn't do anything the whole trip.
Yeah, we wake up at 4 a.m., pack the car, pack all the food, book all the rooms, load the car back up with luggage at the hotel, drive here while they sleep, then, park the car again, bring all the luggage up to the room while they're getting ready. Oh, find the restaurant, drive to the restaurant.
And the list goes on and on.
What's the antidote towards toxic masculinity?
What precisely, since we're going to pursue this, what precisely is toxic masculinity?
I really want to know what you like, how you would describe toxic masculinity.
No, I want you to define what toxic masculinity constitutes. Since we're going to define things so carefully, let's do it.
Okay. I think that the moment when you kind of, I have a hard time to kind of describe it in English. Let's say, that you kind of, go over a boundary that kind of neglects the freedom of the opposite.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Well, gender or whatsoever. So that's toxic masculinity, and that you kind of have.
But that would also be toxic femininity.
Well, may I finish my sentence?
Sure.
Please? Thank you. And then also, I lost my sentence now.
It wouldn't hurt to get educated on something before participating in it.
If I'm working a job in a lab and a man is working a job in the same lab and we're doing the same things, then we should be getting equal pay. But
what if you work harder than him? Should you get more money?
Well, what do you mean, like, work harder?
Put in more hours, show up earlier?
I mean, wouldn't I...
What if you're better than him?
Then they would probably recognize the hard work.
But I thought you said equal pay.
I mean, I think it would depend on, like, your lab position and, like, how high.
But you have the same title. Do you want it to be based on merit or just equality no matter what?
I mean, I guess, like, if you are working harder, then I feel like you should get paid more regardless if you're a man or a woman.
So men are more likely to show up early at work? They're more likely to not take 7 to 10 years off for having a child, whether you like that or not. More likely to ask for a promotion, more likely to ask for a raise. They're also more likely to get their boss to notice their hard work. They're better at that than women. So maybe it's not that women are getting paid less than men. Maybe just men are better at working the corporate system.
I believe if someone does more effort, they should get rewarded more, despite the gender.
You ever heard an Asian woman screaming out, I'm an independent woman, I don't need... No, because she's saying... Have you ever heard her say she's independent and she don't need her man? That's what I said. Black women are the only people that celebrate not having a man. So listen, here's a word to y'all independent women. First and foremost, you got to understand the definition of independent. Independent means that you are celebrating the fact that there is nobody with you. Black women, you are celebrating the fact that you don't that you don't have a man, that you don't have a father, that you don't have a dad, that you don't have a husband, that you don't have some kind of male influence in your life. You're celebrating being alone.
If we keep pointing fingers and competing about who brings more than the other, we will never live in harmony.
I love men. Like, I think men are the coolest, but I don't need them to survive.
You do actually need men to survive. And here's why. Everything that you see around you was built and created and maintained by men.
Okay.
Everything. The infrastructure in this country, in every single country in the world, is built, created, and maintained by good, honest, hardworking men that just want to provide for their family.
Okay.
It's just sad how, yet again, he's explaining and she's mocking him, not taking his words seriously.
Everything, the roads you drive on, the buildings you live in.
It's a neutral thing. She's a young girl. She needs to learn herself. I didn't know myself when I was 22.
No, you don't need to know yourself. You need to be taught yourself.
By
so the
who?
thing is this.
By who?
By your man,
No.
the man that you choose.
No.
So when a father sets standards and has boundaries for his daughter, the daughter isn't looking at the father like he's being controlling or he's being insecure. The daughter looks at the father like he loves me and he's trying to protect me. You get it? So the thing is, when you are a girl living under the roof with your father, when you leave out his household and you get with a man, that man becomes your father. And his standard and his guidelines and the boundaries that he sets, you follow.
No.
She didn't like the word father. Think about it, ladies. No. You want the man to protect and provide for you in a relationship. You do. Your father was protecting and providing for you before you got into the relationship. Your father and that man that you're with, they got the same mind. So when a man sets standards in a relationship and has some boundaries and say, hey, don't wear that, girl. You're not hanging with those friends. That's the same thing that your father was telling you. You're not hanging out with those people. They bad. They smoke drugs. Oh, you better be in the house at this time. He's telling you this because he loves you and he's protecting and providing for you. When your man has these boundaries and set these standards for you, it's the same. He becomes your new father.
When it comes to a father doing his duty, it's not being controlling or bad. It's about keeping his daughter safe and teaching her to avoid things that will put her on the bad road.
Come to the States and I'm seeing this narrative of men don't know how to do anything around the house. Men are useless. Women in positions where they talk down on their men. Society's telling men, not only from commercials, but everywhere else. Mm-hmm. Everywhere. Media, radio, wherever, just like he was saying, that men are useless. Mm-hmm. And that's being drilled in the head of a boy.
Men can be so useless, but in a helpful way. For example, everyone and their dad, including my own, has been messaging me that knows that I got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, being like, hey girlie, don't freak out, stay calm, but there is this issue with blood clots going on. My dad literally just texted me and he was like, you need to call your primary care physician right now and let him know you got the Johnson & Johnson. Hold up. First of all, I'm not calling anybody. Second of all, you think I have a primary care physician? Because I don't. Third of all, you want to know what you're 100 times more likely to get a blood clot on than the Johnson & Johnson vaccine? A birth control, which every doctor I have ever had has prescribed to me. So they don't give a about blood clots. But if I feel unwell, I will seek medical attention in an Uber. I will Uber to an urgent care and get things sorted. Don't worry.
Her dad was just giving her advice because he was genuinely concerned and wanted the best for her. But she called it useless and was annoyed. When it comes to our loved ones, even if we know the advice they give us, it's always good to pretend we don't know to make them happy.
So crazy when you really think about it, the way that society has set up men to feel useless and undervalued, but the minute that a catastrophic event happens like what's happening in North Carolina, then guess who is the first people to be there? It's men. All of the trucks and all of the men that are heading over to get the electricity working, or even men with trucks that aren't even in the field that are trying to get water to Samaritans, or all of the men trying to move debris and heavy trees to save people's lives. It's interesting how social media and society paints these men as if they're useless and they're not good at anything. But the moment that people need men, I don't hear anyone complaining. Like, how does it feel right now to know that you've probably talked about men and how they are for probably half of your life, and now you need men to go save your family from drowning? If that's not a wake-up call to the benefits and the need for men in society as human beings that play their role in biology to be the strong masculine trait that we need, I don't know what else does. Okay, bye.
Respect to all men who save lives out there, even if they don't take credit for it.
So are you comfortable with being with yourself for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
100%.
Hell yeah. Yes.
I don't need
Why-
a man. Would I want that, like, you know, that comfortability, that partnership, the best friend with somebody? Sure, but you don't need a man.
We need each other in life
I think y'all need us.
Are you delusional? Do you suffer from a mental illness? Do you think you do?
Reasons why that modern women do not want marriages or relationships is because you have to understand women today do not need men. Okay? Women don't need men for any of the masculinity traits and characteristics that men naturally will bring to the table. Women do not need men to protect them or provide for them or do any of that stuff when it comes to long-term security, because women have their own jobs, their own resources, their own money, their own stability and all that stuff themselves. Okay, so women don't need any of the masculinity traits that men bring to the table. So what is it that women are actually looking for? Women are really only looking for a couple things. That would be a pre-selected man who they have to win over, okay, and this would be a man that they actually like. Okay? Not just a man who has masculinity traits and characteristics like I described earlier, because they don't need that. I'm talking about a personality level. They want a man that they like for who he is, his personality. Okay? So right now, okay, more than ever, some of the most important things that you're going to need to focus on if you want a successful dating life is going to be things like your charm, your charisma, your pre-selection, your perceived status that you have when it comes to how many other women find you attractive, and that right there is going to be the biggest levers that you can actually exercise or pull to change your dating life.
And we as men aren't upset or anything, because we've been used to being alone most of our lives. We're comfortable in solitude.
In today's generation, I think we forget that men and women are equal in value, but different in role. Meaning, in marriage, it goes like this. He provides the house, I provide the home. He provides the food, I prepare the meal, mostly for the most part. Provides the money, and I provide the budget. He provides protection, and I provide him the purpose. Men and women are equal in value, but different in role. We have the same goal, partnership.
Conflict can make people drift apart from each other quickly, and it's not how we should be.
You've got your niche. It's this like autistic, I can memorize everything and I think I'm smarter and better than you. I think you're 100% grifter. It's very cringe. Your attitude, especially your attitude towards me, which is ironically extremely elitist of you. This is what most Americans were sick of. We were sick of being told by people we're useless redneck. I'm very popular because I have very common sense opinions.
I asked you to review any position that I hold to be the case with reason and logic, and you gave a long-winded 2-minute response about how you think I'm autistic. I think that this perfectly resembles the quote-unquote common sense of the right. The common sense of the right has nothing to do with sense, has nothing to do with reason, has nothing to do with logic, has all to do with your emotions and how you hold them to such a high pedestal to dictate what should happen to others. Like, for instance, you have put the pedal to the metal on me so many times about how it's okay to say anything you want, words are just words, but as soon as I call you talk about it for 45 minutes straight.
Some people sometimes do not have the required knowledge for the argument. So instead, they would create a problem to escalate things so no one would notice their lack of information, followed by I can't continue this debate by.
If you want a man to take care of you for the rest of your life, what do you bring to the table except your I know a bunch of baggage.
I'm bringing a lot.
Let's start with the baggage first.
I have 3 kids.
Uh-huh.
I was in a marriage for 20 years, and basically that's it.
That's
single
it?
now.
Do you realize how monumental what you just said was, that you have 3 children and most of your life was taken by another man for 20 years? You can't give another man children? What are you bringing to the table, really?
I've never dated a man anyways that wants more children.
A heavy baggage isn't always good news.
And second of all, I'm not looking for a man to marry. I would like to have a companion. And if I do find the right man, I'll marry again. However, I'm not out there searching for a man to care for me.
But if you're not, then what else are you bringing to the relationship besides, again, just your vagina, really?
I am a great cook, great cleaner, and I know how to please a man.
Yeah, and the men that you end up with have to be exceptional.
I've dated men that make less money than me, and I never had a problem with that at all.
Well, you're not with them for a reason.
That's a great remark. Only those men know the truth.
The other thing that I wanted to say earlier,
Go ahead.
to the point that you were sharing, was just that we're living in a time where all of the things that men used to do, and they were the only ones doing it, women now can do it themselves. Like and there was even a statistic in North America where single women are actually the largest demographic group that own houses more than single men. And we've never had that. And we just started getting the opportunity of being able to make money like men, be able to, buy property, because for a long time we had to buy property under who men. And even when you go to the bank to open a bank account, what do they say? Are you married? If you're getting a line of credit, are you married? Because we live in a society that centers people who are married, because for them, that being an individual who is not married, we know that their status in society isn't anywhere as high as somebody who is. But anyway, I say that to say, and today all women are saying is, I can provide for myself these things. I'm just looking for the decency of respect.
We respect everyone as long as we get respect back. And if we get disrespected, we're forever gone. Well, guys, that was all for today. We'll be back soon.